Hey everybody, my name is Dr. Scott Giacomucci. I'm the director and founder of the Phoenix Center for Experiential Trauma Therapy in Media, Pennsylvania. I'm board certified in clinical social work and psychodrama, and I'm an experiential therapy trainer and educator. I'm really excited that you found this video, and I hope that you find it helpful in your work. This is part of an ongoing video series highlighting my recently published book, Social Work, Sociometry, and Psychodrama, Experiential Approaches for Group Therapists, Community Leaders, and Social Workers. In this video series, we'll be going through the book chapter by chapter to articulate some of the content of the book, to warm you up to the book perhaps, or to help you further understand, process, and digest the content and the processes that are outlined in this book. If you haven't already gotten a copy of the book, you can download it for free online at Springer Nature's website, the publisher, or on Amazon through their ebook platform. If you do find the book helpful, I would be incredibly grateful if you considered leaving an Amazon review, an honest Amazon review about the book, so that we can help reach future audiences. In this video, we'll be focusing on Chapter 5 of the book. Chapter 5 is on sociometry and social work theory. Now, similar to the social atom is what's called the cultural atom. The cultural atom exists within the social atom. So while the social atom is a depiction of all the close social relationships surrounding an individual, the cultural atom is a depiction of all the role relationships within all of those social relationships. Moreno defines it as the pattern of role relationships around an individual as their focus is called his social or his cultural atom. Every individual, just as he has a set of friends and a set of enemies, the social atom, also has a range of roles facing a range of counter roles. So the cultural atom depicts all of the role relationships, the roles and counter roles, the reciprocal roles, the complementary roles, all of the roles within each of the relationships that are important to somebody. And role relationships can manifest in a number of different ways. They can be formal or informal. They can be symmetrical. They can be complementary to each other. Roles can be reciprocal in that they're roles that exist in reciprocity to each other. For example, the role of teacher and student, or parent and child. There are different reciprocal roles, victim and perpetrator. Roles can be triangulated with additional roles, and roles can be conflicting with each other. An example might be that my wife loves to dance, and I'm someone who doesn't like to dance at all. So these are conflicting roles in our relationship with each other. Whereas we have other complementary roles, where we both are travelers. We love to travel. And so her role of traveler and my role of traveler are complementary roles. They're symmetrical, and they work really well together. So within every relationship, we can discern multiple role relationships. Each individual personality develops and exists within this matrix of role relationships and role reciprocity, which give expression to the various aspects of the self. So if you remember from the previous video on Chapter 4, that role theory is psychodrama's theory of personality, that the self emerges from all the roles that we hold and play in our life. I've been thinking a lot more about how our self emerges in reciprocity with and in relationship with the closest people in our life. And that perhaps our earliest roles are usually roles where we're in role reciprocity with others in our life. And so there's a lot more we could say about role theory, which was covered in another video. I encourage you to check out that video if you haven't already. On the screen now, you are looking at a cultural atom. So you can tell it looks a lot like a role atom. Or, I'm sorry, it looks a lot like a social atom. However, it's a little more detailed and complex in that it not only includes the shapes and lines between an individual and the other people in their life, but it also includes and labels the roles and role relationships within those relationships. So, for example, on this cultural atom, you can see the protagonist has 3 different labeled role relationships with Dan, and they're all conflictual roles. Another way of adding detail to the cultural atom is to include plus and minus signs or equal signs to indicate the nature of the role relationships. So the plus sign would indicate that they're complementary roles that go hand in hand with each other. A plus and a minus sign would indicate that they're conflicting, or they could be conflicting roles in the way they're experienced. And the equal sign would mean that they're more so complementary. They're not so emotionally charged. So different ways of indicating the nature of the role relationships. In the example here between the protagonist and Dan, you can see there's conflict in their reciprocal roles of boyfriend and girlfriend. You can see there's also conflict in the roles of roommate and roommate. And you can see that there's conflict in the roles of musician and musician, which are more complementary roles. So if you take a look at and study this cultural atom, you can extract a whole lot more detail and information about the nature of one's relationships than is on the social atom by itself. So if you really want a lot more details about one's social atom, you could invite them to draw a cultural atom. This is an aspect of Moreno's sociometry, which often gets overlooked and doesn't get talked about or written about much. At the bottom here, you can see the key for depicting the cultural atom. Just to clarify the piece on plus, minus, and equal signs there, you can see the plus signs means positive or attracting. The negative sign means negative and repulsion towards the counter role. And the equal means that it's more of a neutral, that there isn't so much attraction or repulsion between the two roles. So while Moreno considered the social atom to be the smallest functioning unit of society, he considered the cultural atom to be the smallest functioning unit of culture. He believed that societal and cultural values are transmitted through the social atom, through the cultural atom, and role relationships within them. That roles are often socially constructed and held, existing in reciprocity and reciprocal interaction between culture, between society, and the individual. So, I really hope that you found this video helpful. If you wanted to read more about these connections, you can check out Chapter 5 in the book. Again, you can download the entire book for free online, and we'll put a link to the book in the description here. If you found the book helpful, it would really go a long ways to consider writing an Amazon review, an honest review about the book. If you found this video helpful, it would also help me and help others see this content if you were to like the video or subscribe to the video. Comment on the video. Let me know what stood out to you about this presentation of sociometry. Let me know if you have any questions about sociometry. let me know if there's other videos that I haven't made yet that would be really helpful for you that you'd like to see in the future. I'm really interested in hearing from you and hearing about how this content lands on you, how it's useful for you, or how it challenges you, how it fits with ways that you understand other theories, other ways of working. I'm really interested in connecting. So thanks again for watching this video, and check out some of the other videos on our channel here.